Yeah, how pissed do you think Jack Burke is right now? It's 9:40 on Wednesday, August 21st when we're recording this. This is the closest we've ever gotten to actually recording a podcast on the day it's supposed to come out.
Our production has got to be full speed. Right at the end of this podcast, we are just going to go full-blown production mode and get this to you by 5 a.m.
Yeah, because we just got back from Hilton Head, South Carolina, not to brag, we travel. And we're in the car at 5 a.m. last week, and our whole plan all along was, hey, let's do another podcast in Hilton Head. You know, let's bring the snowball mic. Let's do a Throwback Thursday podcast. You know, it's going to be super fun to get the janky production. We're 5 minutes on the road to the airport. It was like, what, 4 o'clock? 4?
Yeah, 4:50.
4:50. And I'm like, Andrew, do you have the snowball?
And then I turned to Deck and I go, no, I did not bring it. It was sitting on my desk right next to the GoPro. No, I almost forgot the GoPro. Luckily, Decky reminded me, but he forgot to remind me for the snowball. He shouldn't have had to remind me, but I failed to bring the snowball. So then we were like, all right, we can FOAG this and record on our phones and just say this. We'll see how the audio is down there with the cicadas. Or I guess they're palmetto bugs, according
they're
to LC.
Cicadas to us, dude. I hate when people correct me on bug literature.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that.
I'm going to trust the women down there that know their bugs, the palmetto bugs.
Yeah, now that she lives down there, she knows the bugs and everything.
Yeah.
Everything's palmetto down there, dude. There's something very close to that palmetto bug, which is pimento cheese, which not enough people are talking about that.
We house so many cups of pimento cheese. There's the Palmetto Dunes, a nice little golf course. It's got 3 courses inside it.
Yeah. What do they call a golf estate that has multiple courses on it? Is that still like a golf course? Is that a club or what? What is there a specific name for that?
You know, I don't know. Maybe down in we saw a couple of things named plantations. Could be a plantation.
Oh, yeah, sure. I don't know.
We drove into Hilton Head Plantation.
Sure. I guess we did, right?
Yeah.
And the Hilton Head's an island.
Correct.
Which is nuts. I didn't know that either. And that's my second time there. I had no idea it's a legitimate island.
Yeah, you're going over a giant bridge to get there.
I don't know why. To me, it seems more like a peninsula with that bridge involved and everything. But again, what do I know?
Yeah,
I don't know a lot.
It's not attached to the United States.
Yeah. It kind of, yeah, it is.
It's part of the United States.
Yeah.
But it's not physically attached to the mainland.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Well, anyways, we're here now. This is the most procrastinated podcast we've ever had in the world, which is I'm excited for new opportunities. In addition to that, we don't have a producer because of that. It's just you and I today.
No producer. First time in the year of 2019 that we're doing a full podcast without another person behind the camera.
Yeah. First time in season 3.
Yes.
26 weeks we made it. The entire half year we got this far with a producer this whole time. Look, I mean, we
did pretty good. Pat ourselves on the back real quick.
Yeah,
that's decent.
Bunch of salty dogs out here.
Yeah.
Freaking recording podcasts. It's phenomenal. But I will say our average quality this week, or collectively, because I should have reminded you about bringing the mic, but I would say forgetting, as podcasters, the one thing you can't forget is the mic.
Yeah, we could have forgot the camera and still recorded a podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have the camera, right? It's not that big of a deal. Even though we were very keen on bringing the camera because we're making a sweet Hilton Head video.
We are. I'm excited to put that one together. We took hella B-roll.
Yeah. How do you want to do that, by the way?
I was thinking we work off my desktop.
Right. No, I'm all in on that.
Okay.
But how do you want to split it up production?
Oh, we sit there together and we just workshop our brains.
That's a lot.
No, we're gonna do it. It's gonna be fun.
That's a lot.
Just imagine you and I just trying to tell each other where things should be put and how we go slow-mo and then chop it up into a couple song drops and then transition to the next phase of the trip. It's gonna be fun. We'll be butting heads and I'll be yelling at you. You'll be like, I already did that. And
we should put the sandcastle part here.
Yeah.
When how long did we build a sandcastle for out there? That was probably my favorite part, by the way.
4 hours.
4 hours. We built an entire country out of sand.
Here's BP headquarters.
Yeah.
It's basically the size of if you took Amazon's headquarters, Apple's headquarters, and Google's headquarters and you combine them all into one, that's the BP headquarters sandcastle.
I don't think it was that big.
The farm was massive. They don't have farmland.
True. And what's interesting about it is I was more focused on like building the economy around the sand. Like I was very invested in the actual economics and like if we were going to be like a democratic society, we had some capitalism going on. I was more invested in that than I was in like building the infrastructure.
And we had to make sure there was competition. We didn't want any monopolies.
Correct.
So we had a couple of sand mounds that were the suppliers of the sand.
Yeah.
And then we had 4 people in that entered market, and then so I immediately dropped out of market, and I used all the sand that I had stocked up to play the game of sand distribution, and I ended up just keeping my sand, and I built a baseball diamond.
That was impressive. The baseball diamond was very impressive. Like, it wasn't a baseball diamond originally. Like, I don't know what you're going for. It was just kind of like it kind of looked like a really bad donut in the sand.
It was bad.
And I think someone was like, "Oh, is that a baseball mound, Andrew?" And you're like, "Yeah."
I was struggling. I remember BT looking over to me and goes, how's that baseball diamond going? And I go, I don't know what I'm doing. And that was like an hour or 2, just still working on my baseball diamond, dude.
Dude, yeah, you put in literally half of the time into a baseball diamond. But again, like, if we're going to look at the economics of this place, like, you need a entertainment attraction to bring a lot of commerce in. Like, I think we should have, like, Billy Joel play, Justin Timberlake, you know, obviously we're going to have, like, the Sandy Beach Pirates play. Their whole 82 game season, home season, this upcoming year. We'll probably lease it out for high school soccer games. There's all kinds of things you can do there. You can make a lot of money off that.
Yeah, we need to keep our farmers entertained, keep the morale high, because there's a giant farmland.
Yeah, there was a big farmland. Mark got into that big time. I got into the farming industry massively as well. Just knowing kind of the climate that we were in, I felt like, you know, because we already legalized marijuana in our town, that I was gonna go ahead and farm all of the cannabis, and I thought that was a good idea, and it worked. Our town flourished.
They flourished. I think you owning that sector of our community really helped pivot us in the right direction.
Yeah, I would say so too. It was interesting because like our service industry was really lacking. Like we didn't have a lot of restaurants. We didn't have a lot of.
We built a small section of a market on the side that was selling.
I did see. Yeah,
there was
I
a
did
carpenter there. There was you could sell blankets. I think there was a little bit of produce section there.
I think we had like an outlet mall, like kind of in the northwest corner.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that. I know we had like a really nice strip mall too. I think there was like a sushi joint that BT put together. Yeah, it was nice.
Matt Heron really owned the bridge. I think no one's gonna want to mess with us with the monument that's upstanding in front of that.
Right. No, that was good. And you know, I originally dug the moat, you know, to obviously protect us from any intruders, as any city would need. And just like Hilton Head, I mean, that's pretty much, it's an island, but it's got a moat and a bridge. We basically, you know, we stole their business model.
Yeah.
Geographically.
Oh, yeah. We built an island within the island.
Yes. And
what was really funny to me was watching you and Lauren come back with buckets of water trying to fill the moat.
Yeah.
I was dying, and I like looked at, once you guys left, I looked at everyone else building their structures. I was like, do they realize they're pouring water onto sand? Absorption right away.
Yeah, but why is there an ocean?
Yeah, because it's just a bottomless amount of water always pushing. We were not close enough to the ocean to create a canal to feed.
Constant source.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
But it was quite the effort. You guys really hauled in a lot of water, and there was erosion. We almost had to overthrow Queen Bee, Lauren, because it was a falter move. It was not a good move.
Yeah, and we all make mistakes. Like, I mean, I was building this moat for eventually my water company, but then I pivoted fast, you know, learn from your mistakes and your failures, and I ultimately came out on top very fast with my sand distribution company. And like, you go onto a beach and the last thing you're thinking of is I am gonna be running short on sand. Well, try building a sandcastle and, you know, wanting, you know, good firm sand for your farmland. So I provided a need and filled that void right away, and I was making bags.
I think because of that move, it really allowed us to invest into the marijuana business.
Yes.
Which ultimately
Which
became
was also
our cash
my
cow.
business.
You turned it into your business, yeah.
Yeah.
It was our cash cow. Let's be honest. We would not have become the city, the BP headquarters that we established without the cash cow of weed.
Yeah, that's a great point. We also used some of that money too to build our military too, and it was weird because I was like, I was trying to think of other countries and how they spend their money, and I'm no expert in economics at all, but I'm just saying America spends a lot of their GDP, I think, on military.
I've heard that.
I've heard rumblings of that.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
We could be wrong on that. We've been wrong on this podcast a lot, but what I know is we didn't spend a lot on our military. And it worked out pretty well. We put money into entertainment. We put money into cannabis. We put money into the service industry. And we built a flourishing society in 4 hours.
I think it was, if people looked to start a society, they're going to come to us first.
Yeah.
We really created protection around us that didn't need military, and then we just invested in ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's how you dominate the sandbox.
The sandbox. Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what you guys got to do. You guys kind of have to travel outside the sandbox and build another sandbox to then gain perspective on what it's like to dominate a sandbox that you have not yet quite dominated.
Amen to that. I'm looking forward to finishing off the sandbox here in 2019.
Yeah. I was thinking about that.
It's never going to stop. I mean, the Twin Cities is massive, but
it's really not that massive, though.
It is big enough for us to not be able to do it in a year.
Yes, I totally agree. I think we're going to need 2 years to dominate the sandbox. But we are coming into the final turn of Season 3. And I think it's kind of nice that it's just you and I, because we need to... Not that we need to do anything, it's just our thing. But knowing how we finished last year with Season 2 and all the momentum we built... It's interesting to see where we're at now and almost expect that momentum to continue to build, but yet there's so much work to be done. Very vague in what I just said there, but I'm just excited.
It sounds like you might be nervous that we won't be able to...
Not nervous.
Not nervous. Excited?
Excited. I'm just excited about the unknown.
Okay.
Right? Nervous about what? Not meeting the expectations. We don't have many. All right, do you have expectations? What do you want to do by December?
I want to just continue to do what I'm doing and not get flagged for hey, you can't do this anymore.
So your one goal is to make sure that we don't get shut down?
Yes.
Okay. How do you think we're gonna get shut down? It's probably gonna be something that I say, and maybe someone flags us and it's over.
It's over. We could be over like that. Let's not just think that
who shut us down though.
Anyone could snap their fingers and shut us down. They're sending in the FBI because we tried to interview them earlier, and they didn't like that. They didn't like that we were knocking on the door of the FBI, the Federal Bureau, dude. They're gonna come and investigate us.
Where are you getting this? The FBI could give two shits about the podcast medium in general.
Yeah, but we're really dominating the social media aspect, and they might start seeing us as a threat. We're passing along a message that's too strong.
We did just hit 4K, and we did it all based off of just
winging it,
providing some value, sticking to the small things, and then recording at 9:50 at night like this.
Again,
sticking consistent.
Jack Burke, I apologize. You're probably pissed. We forgot to text you. We did text the man below us, Matt, and he said, "Go ahead. Thanks for letting me know."
Yeah, we're speaking you're speaking quietly. I'm not speaking quietly at all. I have to stay in tune here.
You think my audio's good?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I just noticed right there you were very
I got hesitant.
light on your words.
Yeah, I got light.
Yeah. But no, I'm excited. I'm very excited for whatever's to come here, man. We've booked out most of September, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
We are coming around. I mean, how many more chiropractic things do we have?
2.
2. So it goes till October?
Yes.
Okay. And then, in just some background, chiropractic things, Andrew and I proctor. We work for the national... You do. I work for Andrew, and Andrew works for the... What do you... Moderate...
Prometric.
I don't know what that is. What is it?
Prometric's the company that is the... They own the software or whatever, and then they distribute it to the the schools and make
National
sure it goes.
Chiropractic Exams.
Oh, it's NBCE is the.
Yeah, that's who we're working for. But
Yeah.
I work for you, who you work for them,
Yeah.
essentially. But anyways,
And they work with
we
Prometric.
have 2 of those left. And then after that, it's just like football and podcasting, which is exciting.
Very exciting. But I just want to go back to Hilton Head real quick.
Yeah.
So, flashback to 2018 in June when we made the trip down there for the first time with the guys. Deck and I had quite the moment that we actually reflected on a year after that. This past June, we took a 10-mile walk around 3 lakes.
Yeah, we went around Lake of the Isles,
Lake Calhoun.
Bedemakaska, and
Lake Harriet.
Lake Harriet. We walked around every single one of them.
And we were reflecting on that conversation a little bit during that time because in that month, in June of 2018, we had just graduated from school. We had just moved in together, but we took off before fully moving in. I don't think we had anything set up yet in this room.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Yes. So when we had the conversation like, hey, we got to let each other know that we're in this one. You know, we can't be just messing around. We're not living together. We're postgraduates, so we have to maintain an income to live here. We're both from out of the state. We can't just, live from home and still do this podcast.
Right.
We have to be able to live in this city to figure it out. And we had a heart-to-heart conversation. I remember at one point I was sitting like playing in the sand a little bit, and then Deck, you just walked off into the ocean, and you're like just on the shallow aspect. You had your hands on your hip, your shirt was off, you had a backwards white cap on, and your blue trunks, and you're just looking off in the distance. And I remember you just like getting all emotional, just like, man, we've really put in so much time. We've loved what I'm doing. I don't ever want to stop doing this. And I looked at you like, I feel the same way. And we shared that moment in June of 2018 and just rode that momentum all out of 2018 with really no structure. And then fast forward to our little reflection period, we really found our way with the mirror mentality, which was pretty dope.
Yeah, it was very dope.
So then this time when we went to Hilton Head, we didn't have to do any deep soul searching. We could just enjoy ourselves.
So this time, we did none of that. We did none of that at all.
None of that occurred.
Didn't record a podcast. We just filmed each other, and we built like an insane sandcastle. We just had the time of our lives, relaxing.
We went to Putt-Putt.
We got
Pirates Cove.
At Pirates Cove, we got very emotionally invested in that.
I think I calculated everyone's score wrong at the end. Just simple numbers. I was too stressed.
Yeah,
couldn't do it.
It was so relaxing. We put a hole in your grandma's wall.
Allegedly.
Jojo, hopefully you're not listening to this at all.
No, Jojo knows. I called her.
I know.
Yeah, she laughed it off.
Yeah, but she's just like, he's never showing up again. Because it was a big deal. We forget that you are the first in Sarah to ever be down at that Hilton Head house.
Or Goodhue.
In the history of like all the 500 cousins and grandchildren.
Yeah, the 7 of us.
There's only 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why do I think you have
and
like...
Sarah's have 30.
Got
28.
it. Got it.
24.
Okay. Either way, congrats, man.
Yeah, we got the thumbs up. We got the invite to come back again next summer.
Did we really?
Yeah.
No way. Jojo said that?
Oh yeah, Jojo was pumped.
Even after you told her that we put a hole in her wall?
Dude, yes.
Okay, nice. I'm excited.
Don't forget our pit stop at ice cream after Putt-Putt. That's sometimes people forget that we enjoyed the perfect 12-year-old day at Hilton Head, on Hilton Head Island. You go putt-putt, and on a rainy, overcast day, you go putt-putt. Around noon, you come back, you get ice cream on the way back to Sea Pines, and then as you enter Sea Pines, you go jump in the pool for a quick sec, and then you trip over to the Salty Dog, and you buy yourself one of these t-shirts. That is your perfect 12-year-old day and at Hilton Head Island.
We are a bunch of salty dogs out here.
Yeah.
I love that. It was very fun, though, to literally just focus on being a 12-year-old for like 4 days, honestly. It was not in no way telling, in no way stressful, but in every way fulfilling.
It was awesome.
I loved it. I loved every single second of it. But like, it's one of those things though where you can't just like live that way for more than a week. Otherwise you'll just drive yourself insane. At least that's for me. Like, coming back in, I'm like, I have to get back to like at least some routine, which thank God I did, right? I mean, that's just how it works. I can't be a 12-year-old forever. I got to live in a real life.
Yeah, you got to do some things. You got to accomplish some things. You can't just go to the pool and then go to the beach and come back to the pool and make some dinner and then do the whole thing over again.
Yeah.
I mean, you could.
You could, right? I mean, is that what like retired people do?
I think they.
we don't want to put them in boxes, but like
they might be doing some community things too. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our community things consisted of playing 2-on-2 basketball in the pool.
Right. Yeah, those very communal.
While Andy's taking B-roll because he's got a bum ankle.
Yeah, that's right. You did well on your ankle, though, I will say.
Thank you.
Is it feeling better now?
It's all right.
I mean, that's the bad one, right?
Yeah.
Look at that. You being all comfortable with it, putting under the other leg.
I'm testing it out.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've done it in the month of August.
God, I love that, man.
We're getting dangerous.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, I do really love that. It's fun to like, you just really never have that kind of, opportunity to do that. So I'm thankful to have a co-host like you to go down there.
I've been going down there my whole life because my grandparents have this home. I am super grateful that I have the ability to bring people close to me down there and enjoy what I've been able to enjoy. I think that's the coolest thing too.
Yeah.
Like you get to experience it and then I get to share that experience with all these people because my grandparents are that generous of people as well. And they want their grandchildren's friends to enjoy that experience. How cool of a circle is that?
Yeah, that is nuts.
And I mean, some people look at it as privilege, right? Because it's an awesome opportunity. You're going to Hilton Head Island. I mean, it's definitely a wealthy place.
Yeah.
But the way that island and the way that home came about through my grandparents and all that they did, I am incredibly blessed and incredibly grateful to have that opportunity. And then we get to, like I said, share it with other people is so freaking cool.
Oh, it's amazing. Mm-hmm. That's super cool. But, man, anything else on Hilton Head?
No. I do want to mention, though, that...
Thank you to BB and JoJo, by the way.
Thank you so much,
from
BB.
Your friend Decky Cheese. Mm-hmm. Decky Salty Dog.
I know BB's tuning in.
Yeah.
Shout out BB.
Shout out BB.
This is the first back-end show where it's just you two. I mean, us two.
Yeah.
I mean, not only is it the first time we're not using a producer, but first time that you and I have just been shooting the shit in 2019 for more than a minute intro.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming. It's not that we don't do this every single day off air, but it is kind of a different dynamic for sure. The one thing I first noticed is like you and I are having a conversation, so we're gonna talk to each other like this. Mm-hmm. We're typically like, at least look over at least once to Ty, which we should like hold this for a second because like
this is for the screen
the thumbnail.
The thumbnail, yeah.
Okay.
That was awesome. I'm glad we got that thumbnail.
Yeah. What timestamp is that? Just so I know.
I think it's at the 30-minute mark.
Okay. Cool. Oh, is that thing still on?
I'll go check.
Yeah. Oh, and the other thing is that we don't know if this Sony camera's on the whole time, but luckily.
Restart it.
Okay, perfect. But luckily we have the GoPro. We have that behind it. Actually, we can see the GoPro timestamp, so that's good as well.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of just like smaller, interesting stuff that's gonna be different. Not only that. R.I.P. Man. Do we gotta say it? We gotta say it.
Yeah, go ahead. Let him know.
Yeah, we gotta let him know. Andrew's Macintosh laptop, born in the year 2012.
2013.
2013. Nice senior gift. Sending Andy off into college. Feeling all sorts of great. Passed away on us. What? A couple days ago?
2 days. No, a day before Hilton Head.
Day before Hilton Head. Literally our fuel source of this podcast. And now we got to figure out on my computer, and it's not been easy to say the least.
Yeah, what system are we using?
We're using Adobe Audition, and
do we audition for this to acquire it?
Yeah, this is our
full-blown variety show.
Our audition right here, and I have no idea. It's a full-blown variety show, and I have no idea how it's gonna go.
Yeah,
there's like 7 people, I think, watching, so we better entertain them.
Can we talk about how people are buying into the back-end show? How we get a consistent 300 people to listen to it every, I'd say it's about 10 days after the episode, we get about 300 listeners.
Yeah, that's
amazing. How
amazing.
cool is that?
That's awesome.
Like, we're not bringing in guests to bring in those numbers. That's just back pocket people.
That's just us doing exactly this, which is talking sweet nothings into these guys' ears on Thursday morning.
Like, sometimes I walk away from this and I'm like, damn, like, someone just listened to that.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh man, like, I'm sorry, I don't know if I wasted your time, but I'm glad you listened. But then I also think like a lot of other people do this, and I don't know if this is the expectation, but we've been doing it for a while. I feel like we have, like, we probably think this is a boring conversation, but we at least make it entertaining, maybe.
I have fun in the conversation. I don't ever think it's boring.
Okay.
I'm just like, do they know what we're talking about? Because we do tend to have like an inside joke mentality, which may ultimately help build a community of people that are listening because they feel like they're included in the inside jokes.
Yeah, are all 300 people on the inside joke already? Mm-hmm. Like, how many people do you think knew about the Hilton Head trip that are listening right now?
Yeah, we didn't mention it till the end of Back in Show number 26, correct?
This is Back in Show 26.
Okay, 25 then.
25. Did we mention it?
We did mention it.
We did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Ty was sitting over there and you mentioned it. Yeah.
Okay. So, there we go. Mm-hmm. We did mention it. But yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's interesting. I do love the inside joke mentality. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah. And I love that we've incorporated this as one of our shows.
Yes.
It gives us a lot of creative freedom. It gets us out of the mold of just sitting here asking questions, which is awesome. I love learning about these guests that come onto our show. Mm-hmm. But when I have the opportunity to talk and not feel guilty for talking, oh man, it's an open door that I love sprinting through.
It's an entirely different podcast. And I don't know, nor do I really care as much whether that's good or in the grand scheme of Backpocket, right? Because if I always try and look at it through like the eyes of a first-time listener, it actually like their perception of us matters on what type of episode they click on.
Sure.
If it's Marketing Intern Spotlight in a Monday show, or if it's Back End Show. Yeah.
I like to look at it in a way that our week is formatted similar to like your cable network TV. So like on Monday they're releasing This Is Us or something, you know, like your heavy hitting emotional show that
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones. And then on Tuesday they're giving you something a little more lighthearted but similar, still got some depth to it.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Nope, that happens on Thursday, right? Because we're releasing the Back End Show on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
And then they give you How I Met Your Mother or Big Bang Theory or something like that, and that's when they tune into your slapstick stuff.
Yeah.
But but some people are just always invested into CBS shows. They give you CSI, CBS, and I don't know.
Law and Order.
Law and Order. All those shows. I don't know any of them, but I know Big Bang's on there, and How I Met Your Mother used to be, or something like that.
Yeah.
But
and This Is Us too.
That's how like Backpocket is like NBC or something like that. And every day is a different pocket. And since they're so consistent, on Mondays always the season 3 episode blank.
Yeah.
Tuesday's always Marketing Intern Spotlight number blank, and then on Thursday they get you the Back End Show number blank. So they're always titled similarly, and then you just bring in a different type of people that fit those molds.
That's way better way of going about it, or looking at it, I should say. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't get too overly critical or overly analytical, more so, I should say, of that, because at the end of the day, it is just us.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, no one else is doing it that way. And that can, like, freak us out and be like, all right, we'll never gain traction because no one else does it that way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I have so much fun with all the variety that we get to do. We don't always have to talk to our ex-football coaches. We don't always have to talk to our best friends. We don't always talk to entrepreneurs.
Right.
It's pretty cool how we just get to talk to everyone.
We talk to people that we're curious in.
And then we talk about ourselves.
Yeah.
And not feel guilty about it because we just invested so much time into other people.
Yeah, because it's not even like talking about ourselves. It's like talking about our experiences doing this together.
Yeah, you're right. It's not talking about us personally per se. It's more so talking about Backpocket and how we fit into Backpocket.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I love how you just said that too. It's like how we fit into Backpocket. Like this is a thing that's like bigger than us now.
Yeah. How cool is that?
It's so cool. It's so I love it. It gets me giddy because it's like I always see stuff like where people are saying like, oh, do what you love, do this, do that, like find that one thing and you'll know when like you love it. And I was thinking about this the other day because I got home from comedy and I just like did very well at Acme, like crushed my 3 minutes of fame. And I'm coming home in the car, I'm like, there is no better thing than making people laugh. I think that is like the coolest thing in the world, and I'm like so confident in that. I'm like, oh, there it is. Like, there it is. I love making people laugh. That's what I love to do. In the same light, I was sitting at work today, and I'm like, no way. Like, I get to go home for the first time in 2 weeks and record a podcast. Like, oh yeah, like, I'm so excited for that. And then I start thinking about my average quality, what I learned that day, feel good, and it's like, oh, like, I rarely do you ever, like, you say it all the time, like, do what you love, do what you love, do what you love, but you never, like, reflect on the experience or the feeling you get when you're doing what you love. So, here we are.
Here we are, doing what we love what we do.
Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know.
We get to build Backpocket into whatever we want to make shift. It's basically, we are sitting on Hilton Head's beach, and we have a bunch of sand, and you're just like, structure it however you want. And if you fuck up, that's your fault, and it's over. Or you fuck up, and you just keep moving forward.
You just build it bigger.
Or you just change it up a little bit. You knock it down, you make it a little smaller, you fine-tune it, you hone in on what you love doing most, and that's what you're going to stick to until you can feel like you can expand a little bit more, and then you build a little bit more of a bridge that goes to another community, and now you're jumping over there, you're mingling with those people, they say what's up, you say we got some marijuana for you, we pass it to them, because that's our cash cow. Sorry to say, it's our cash cow. So then we build our economy.
And people are like, really, that's your cash cow? It's like, yeah, it is. We're building our economy.
It's legal here. So now we're mingling with other people. They're welcoming us, and we're welcoming them. And then you got this thing that's called Backpocket, and people care about it.
And it's just like people coming on the podcast, and all of a sudden we're smoking joints. Whoa, dude.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, who would have thought, you know? It is interesting.
So this is not a theoretical situation where Backpocket is being funded through marijuana sales. Like, that is, that's not what we're saying here.
We're just saying that would be a dream come true.
Yeah. When Minnesota legalizes weed.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
This is how we fall. This is the fall of Backpocket.
This is actually, this episode is the fall of Backpocket.
Yeah.
This is what it's really sounding like. The two salty dogs who took the cash cow bait, you know, the one they thought was so good in cannabis, and it ruined it. It ruined everything. Yeah. And then we got canceled, just like you were saying earlier.
Yep.
That's how we get canceled, dude.
Oh, cancel culture.
Isn't that crazy, though? I really do think we're kind of in I don't know where we fit in it, but like, this is the golden age, or just a really great opportunity for the audio era. When I posted that thing on last Friday, where there was 15,000 radio stations. Granted, that radio station has maybe 10 shows a day. Granted, do the math, that's 150,000 radio shows. There are 700,000 podcasts.
And counting.
And that's up from 550,000.
From last year. Yeah. People can enter the market at will, especially with Anchor.fm.
Yeah, and they're doing it like crazy. But do you ever think, like, the space is so meant for, like, it requires a lot of dedication that not ever, like, how many times you have someone come to you and be like, yo, have you ever listened to this podcast? And like, being in the podcast space, I'm like, I've never heard that before.
Never. I had someone DM me today and said, have you ever listened to these 3 podcasts? No clue. Never heard of any of them.
Yeah.
Dollop.
With Gareth Reynolds.
Okay, yeah, he does a history comedy podcast.
He just came into town at Acme. Me and Sophie went and saw him.
Oh, nice. How was he?
Really, really funny.
Yeah, they have over 400 episodes.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Just like, we found The Fighter and the Kid last year, and they've been around for 5 years, and they're like insanely huge.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
There's so many out there.
And it's like, it's not like anything, to be honest, but I don't even know what that means. It just means a lot of people are getting their voice out there, I guess.
Yeah, people want to hear themselves talk, and I do feel like a lot of people have the ability to pawn off the grunt work to others. Is that fair to say?
What do you mean by that?
Like, some people just walk in, they record their episode, and they walk out, and that's all they do for the podcast.
Right.
And then they have someone doing all the other stuff.
But
Like-
whereas like we do all of it essentially,
And we've
We're
been
getting
doing it for 2.5 years. I feel like some people at this point might have someone else doing it for them. I don't know. And we're starting our own like brand behind it. Like we don't have like
Right.
a personality brand that bringing into Backpocket. Speaking of Fighter and the Kid, you had a high-powered comedian like Brian Callen
joining
up with a high-powered UFC fighter, and like they both are very top of the line in their industry, and then they create a podcast and they just name it Fighter and the Kid, and that becomes something because these two people have notability.
Right. Yeah, it is interesting. Like we're very, like we say it all the time, we're the only ones doing it, and that could sound like cocky, and you know, I don't think it does, but it's just really interesting to not be able to like compare yourself to anybody, like trying to evaluate like the worth, like the valuation of Backpocket LLC. I don't even know how we would begin to evaluate us. There's just no way of knowing. And is it because that we haven't, that is it because we're not physically worth anything besides the equipment in this room? I wouldn't say so. But the way we've built like 4,000 followers on Instagram has literally been because you and I have just been talking what we feel is cool, funny, interesting, what we're curious about, and we just continue to ask the questions and continue to show up every week.
That's the only reason.
Yeah.
That's the main reason, I guess.
That's the main reason.
I guess there's other things that come into play.
Right.
But that's the main reason. Two wildly average guys who are genuinely curious about the person across from them.
Which is no one today, but we're just genuinely curious in everything going on here.
Today it's Backpocket sitting
Today
across
it's
from us,
Backpocket.
and we're talking to Backpocket. How you doing today, Backpocket?
How you doing today, Backpocket?
Yeah. Crazy, dude.
Crazy.
All right. Let's jump into some average qualities.
Yeah. Mine was going to be the forgetting the podcast mic.
Okay.
Did you have one?
No, I didn't have one per se. I liked how we just made the average quality, like Backpocket's net worth, like not knowing it. I think that's kind of funny.
Yeah. Hey, give us a 5-star review, and in the comments, tell us how much you think we're worth,
Yeah,
because we have no idea.
Are we worth the same amount as a nitro cold brew at Starbucks? Because I think that's pretty valuable.
Are we worth a Chipotle burrito once a month, like you normally eat it on a Sunday night? That's a lot of money.
Are we worth a Twins game on a Tuesday night where you can get $1 hot dogs?
Are we worth... You know what? I don't know what we're worth. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we might be worth nada. Not a thing.
Are we worth that much?
And that's when all of our listeners go, you canceled.
You canceled. Yeah, you're done. That's it. So yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting. It is very interesting. But I will go into what I learned, and I learned that we don't as much as we say we pursue all of our ideas, we don't pursue any of them. It's after I've done the research. So last week on 25, back in show 25, Tyler, I hope he's listening. I know he's listening. He's a good kid. He's such a good kid.
Such a good kid, Ty.
Such a good kid.
We're sad you couldn't make it, but you gave us an opportunity like this. So at the end of the day, we move on.
Yeah, right here, Tyler.
Sorry, Ty.
I hope
I'm not gonna do that because that's how you get canceled.
That's how you get canceled. Shit, we're getting close again. We're flirting.
With the
Maybe
line.
the episode title is we're almost getting canceled. Yeah, it's pretty good clickbait.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that we're like not pursuing a lot of our ideas. Do you want to hear all these ideas?
I knew. I sit here when an idea is pitched, right? I sit here. I'm like, I wonder if we're ever gonna do that.
No, you don't remember all of them.
No, I don't. But I do remember hearing them.
You do? No, yeah, absolutely.
Hearing idea after idea.
Yeah. So you're not going to be shocked by this list, but
I'll be. I'm curious, dude. I'm genuinely curious about the person holding the phone with the list.
okay, ready for this?
Sure.
Carly Zucker barbecue, or the Zucker barbecue, Angie Ocon workout and food eating contest, go to Steve Schessler's office, go to Thailand with Steve Weigel, film a ski documentary with Ben Sambroski, sponsor a 5K with Andrea Toppin, head to the Housleys to interview Phil, MC Karen Housley's
Daughter's wedding,
record a naked podcast, go to Trainee Bingo with the Impromptu Girls, which is next week, Twin Week. Shout out to Twin Week. Go to Alter with Impromptu, do a date review podcast with Impromptu, And that's what I got so far.
And there's many, many more.
And there's so many more.
Yeah.
It's insane. I'm so excited that I have that list now.
Yeah,
Because
I can
now
think
it's just
of
going
a
to be a
couple
short
other
list.
ones, like Josh Newman helped him start this chapstick line where it's like you got a sleeve for your sock, and you can put the sock
That's right.
lipstick in there.
That's right.
Yeah, that's just another one that came to mind.
Yeah. So is it a bad thing that we're not pursuing those, or are there a couple of those that I listed where you're like, okay, we need, like, that's a need?
How about any idea that we've had, whether it's good or bad, we just follow up with it, whether it's been 6 months or just a couple weeks, and we just text it to him, be like, hey, just want to follow up with this idea that we talked about on the podcast. What are your thoughts? And then we can roll with it.
I actually love that idea, Andrew. That might be your best idea yet. We also need to, actually that's a different conversation, but dude, I really love that idea. How many people do you think would be willing to go back on it? How many people, Andrew? Come on, dude. Come on, man. Andrew's over there fiddling around with the camera, but I'm not gonna stop. There we go. You figured it out, guys. But how many? Okay, so that was what? Let's make it easy. That was 10 ideas.
Yeah.
We reach out to every single one of those people. How many of those do you think we can execute on?
Out of the ones that you just mentioned, we can execute on all of them. However, how much time do we have, and how quickly can we seize those opportunities?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's more the question, because we can absolutely sit here and do a naked podcast. We can absolutely go to Alter with the Impromptu Girls and hammer that out. We can go ahead and sponsor a 5K. If we really wanted to do it, Backpocket could become a 5K host every year, and we run 5Ks. And
yeah.
and remember all those little stops on the way where we have like weird things going on that are Backpocket memorandum.
All the different sponsors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great point.
Easy we could do that. Create a sleeve for your sock with Josh Newman that can hold your kind lips. Oh, fire me up.
Easy.
We could do anything. That's why the Back Pocket is what it is. And but we'll just text everyone and see if they want to do it. Because I don't want to pursue an idea that they're gonna half-ass. I want it to be a really fun thing, and they might have just shown some fake enthusiasm when we're sharing it with them on the podcast. But now we gotta see if they're legit, because we haven't been legit. But it's our turn to jump in and rekindle this fire.
Take the first step. You're absolutely right. You nailed it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Good shit.
We can do anything if we put our minds to it, right?
We can do anything.
If you truly believe,
If you believe,
you could do anything in the world.
you can just put your mind to it, all right? Literally all you have to do is say, hey, I want to do this. I think I can do it.
At one point, I looked over at Deck and Hilton Head, and I looked to my right at Mark and Matt and Steve, and I said, I'm going to swim to Europe. And they go, as long as you believe, you could do it. And I looked at them, and I started swimming, and I got maybe 20 yards, and I said, I don't believe anymore.
We said, don't stop.
I said,
Never stop believing.
I look back and I'm like, I don't believe anymore, guys.
And we said, shut up. Turn around and keep going.
And that's when I died.
And came back to life, dude.
And to record this episode.
Yeah. And then you're like, guys, I can't go to Europe.
I can't go to
It's
Europe.
a little farther than we thought.
Yeah, I don't have enough belief, man.
That was just a bad idea, actually.
Yeah.
But all these ideas are much easier than swimming to Europe. But
yeah. I think this room needs a berm.
A berm? Need a berm in here?
Is that a berm?
So I got a funny story. So context behind my really bad 16th century accent. I'm just saying, oh, is that a berm? Oh, no way. I have like a bad, that's a bad English accent. So I got hot. I was like, dang, I've been saying this for like 4 days. I'm going to go to comedy and I'm going to create a joke around like saying this. Dude, I couldn't do it. Like I literally got up on stage and was like walking myself through it on Sunday. And I just like, I bombed bad. Like I just couldn't put together my English accent. It just like didn't sound the way it sounded
in Hilton
Head. It probably didn't even sound good in Hilton Head. Everyone was just laughing about it.
Yeah.
And then in my head when I was rehearsing it, like I really got to dial this in. And then I go up on stage and do it. And it was just horrible. It was so bad. But it was funny. I loved it.
Yeah, dude, you crushed it in Hilton Head, no joke. I think the way you can always capture that accent that you are looking for is you have to start it off with, is that a berm?
A berm?
Because that little phrase right there you know how to say it the right way, and you just got to feel that tone on the words that don't sound like they could fit in that area.
Mm-hmm. Great point.
Yeah, so like before you do your accent every time, you just got to say it to yourself in a mumble fashion. Is that a burn?
Is that a burn?
Enough bees, dude. You're killing our listeners.
Yeah, sorry. Is that a burn? That didn't work that time. But Andrew, what did you learn today?
So today I came back from vacation. It was my first full day back. Yesterday I got back like 4ish. And back in the routine, back moving and grooving, grinding. And you mentioned this today, how you are mentioned on this podcast, how you love doing comedy and how you love doing Backpocket. Well, I am stoked to be back in the grind and trying to help my friends sell things. Like, I got to sit down today and I got to hammer things out with Caleb. And then I'm putting a report together with Yoakum. I'm not doing too hot with Yoakum, to be honest. I haven't done enough. But it's been a little complex with a lot of moving parts, and got to get the right content and copy out there. It's not my forte, but we're trying. But it's fun. Trial and error, ebbs and flows, strikes and gutters, ups and downs. And then I got friends reaching out again today saying, hey, could you help me out? I'm like, let's do it. Let's arrange a call. Let's do a little Zoom chat, screen share. And then I got to go to my life coach, and I got to talk about my day and all the things that I want to improve on and what I'd accomplished and tried to improve on and the things that I feel like I'm struggling a lot with and I want to vocalize. And I get to come back home from that and have a podcast. I mean, it was a full day. It's a lot of alone time because of working at home, but you got a couple Zoom calls here, you got a life coach here, you got Decky coming home doing podcast here. My day is like structured around anything that I want it to be, and I absolutely love it.
That is super cool. I do want to get to that point at some point, and I'm like terrified of your lifestyle, to be honest. Like, I don't know how I would fill my time if I just said like, hey, tomorrow you can do whatever you want. What are you gonna do? Like, that just scares me because I don't know what I'd do. I don't know how I would fill up 10 hours.
No, you'd fill it up real fast.
Really?
You'd always find something to do.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you just walk around the house like always looking for something to do?
No, I'm usually sitting in front of my desktop doing something the entire day.
You never like think twice about what you're doing because you know it's like
I have to get it done.
Right. Okay. So you just a bottomless itinerary.
Yeah.
Dang, that's super cool.
It's like if I finish one thing with Caleb, it's on to the next thing. It's just the two of us, so it's the same thing with Backpocket. There's always shit to do with us.
Yeah,
there's always stuff to do with Caleb because we can't pawn it off to an intern. We can't pawn it off to a coworker and say, hey,
I can't hide behind the big machine doing it for you.
Doing it for us, yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I gotta stop psyching myself out about that.
Dude, you'd find so much to do, and we have so many things that we want to do. Look at all these ideas that we could be doing.
Yeah.
When we have the time, when we have the ability, we could do it all. And we're doing it all right now. Every day we have a chance to win.
That's a great point.
As long as you believe.
As long as you believe. I love that, dude. Freaking love it.
All right, for fuck's sake, let's get to the
fuck's sake.
Let's get to the feel-good story.
For fuck's sake. I don't know why that is so funny.
I think it's so funny because when people say that phrase, it's like someone is severely irritated. Like they are just drowning in misery, and something like pushed them over the edge. They stubbed their toe. Someone cut them off in front of the car on the highway. Their kids wouldn't stop screaming. They didn't have the 2% milk that you want at the grocery store, and it's just that last straw. You walk and you're just, oh, for fuck's sake.
I just think about like you're like TSA and someone in front of you leaves their belt on and they walk through the metal detector and the first thing the TSA guy should say is just the red light goes off. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Another one. Or you're saying to yourself when you get that random screening and you're about to miss your flight and you just go, oh, for fuck's sake.
You get up on stage and you go, is that a perm?
And then I'm sitting in the crowd, oh, for fuck's sake.
No, you know what? Alright, I got one more story. Some kid got up at Acme on Monday and he was like, yeah, blah blah blah, I lost my fantasy league. And the kid right next to me literally just goes like, hand in the like face palming, for fuck's sake.
That's what he's saying in his head.
It was so perfect. There's there's way too many situations. Way too many situations
where you could use that phrase, and not enough people are using it.
Not enough people are using it too. It's like very, very vulgar, but I think it's so funny.
It's definitely an internal thing, right? No one really says that out loud because it's really it shows how angry you are, it shows your irritation, and it really affects people around you.
It's radically transparent, dude.
Yeah, it's radically transparent in unhealthy ways.
Yeah.
And so if you're saying that in the grocery store, if you're saying that while you're walking your dog or something and people are around, it's a little weird. But you can say it in your head. When you say it out loud, it's a bit relieving, though. And I think not enough people are releasing that transparency.
That's a great point. Mm-hmm. Not enough people are just keeping it internal way too much, dude. Being a bunch of turtles out there, or just sitting in their cocoons, you know, to just spread their wings and fly.
Fly away, dude.
As long as you just got to believe in that.
Believe in your...
And we'll endorse you, dude. We'll be there right with you flying, and we'll see what happens, dude. If we run into like a really bad sandstorm or like a really bad rainstorm and we're not flying as well as we used to, you know, we're gonna look into that storm and just be like, for fuck's sake. But well, we're gonna be all right.
This podcast is explicit, so sorry for my grandma for listening.
Sorry, JoJo. BB's laughing though.
My grandma. BB's laughing. My grandma, my dad's side. She watched the video of my ankle injury on Instagram. I think one of my cousins showed it to her.
Yeah.
And told my dad, and just like calls my dad and only says like, have you listened to Andrew's story about his ankle on the podcast? And my dad goes, no, I haven't. And she's like, okay, go ahead and give that a listen. And that's all she said about that. So then like I was talking to my dad like a few days later, and he brought it up. He goes, why is grandma saying I need to listen to your ankle injury? And I go, I don't know, it's a bad ankle injury story. And he goes, did you say anything like obtuse? He didn't use that word, but I'm using it. And
you're getting better at words,
I'm getting better. I'm learning English language. And I was like, I started it off with Declan texted me, are you all right? And I go, fuck, I think I broke my ankle. And I was like, grandma didn't like that. She didn't like. Usually I've been bleeping out my my F-bombs. I don't think I did in that video.
Yeah, I was thinking about you getting mad at me for not bleeping out anything with the Angiocon podcast.
Yeah, I just realized we couldn't use that one. I didn't even try.
Dude, it was like a 2-minute video of her talking about dick pics and getting DMs about crushing baby kittens.
Yeah, that's
saying
flagged.
the F word.
That gets flagged.
We can't sponsor that and send it out to 17-year-olds, I don't think.
No, can do.
No.
All right. Is the Feel Good Story our inside jokes that we are releasing to our back-end show members?
I would say 2 Feel Good Stories. First one, obviously, is that, yes, we're transparent and we say the F word on this podcast. You know, really being brave with that one, I think. We just lost all of our grandma demographic, potentially our moms as well. So just know where we stand with all our listeners here. The second one is back to Hilton Head trip. Matt and I had to take an Uber at like 3:30 in the morning to get to our flight. And at 3 a.m. I get a text from Lisa Evanson, comic, 20, marketing intern, like 20-something. And she's like, Dak, no way, dude, look at the list. And I was like... oh, for fuck's sake. What is this? Like, I was like, did I really sign up for another comedy competition? She's like, no. Like, you made it to the semifinals of the Acme competition. I was like, no shit. Like, I actually made it. There are 200 comics in this competition, in this pool, and I placed in the top 25. So, you're looking at a top 25 seed, Cinderella story. Which I know I'm tooting my own horn, but I'm like so fucking pumped about that.
Yeah, so how it works is you advance from a little one-on-one head-to-head. You won that little match right there. You advanced, and so let's say there was 400.
Well, they rank you. I guess.
Hold on, yeah. There was 400 people. Goes down to 200 after the head-to-head matches. Now you got 200 people, and they're only taking the top 25.
Yeah.
So now you have the top 25 put into your FIFA bracket. You got 5 pools of people, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, top 2 people advance to the next round.
1 from each group, I think.
Oh, so then it's down to 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got a quick elimination here. Decky's going up on this tomorrow at 10:30.
No, not tomorrow. Wait,
Yeah.
yes, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 10:30.
Friday at 10:30.
So this is Friday, August 23rd.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes?
Yeah.
August 23rd at 10:30 at Acme.
Yeah.
If you DM Deck really quickly, he's got 20 free tickets. I think he's got 10 of them captured already.
Yeah, I got
So there's
about
10 left. If you DM Decky Brown at Deck Brown 55 from 44, and you just let him know like, hey, I am worthy, and I will laugh, and I will support, and I may throw lemons and bananas at you, maybe.
Do what you want.
Yeah, do what you want.
Do what you want.
He might have deserved it.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me what I've earned.
Give him what he earned. But that's a feel good story. Congrats, Deck.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I know it's selfish to make yourself your.
No, I should have said it. I should have known. I should have said that. I apologize that I didn't give you credit when credit was earned.
No, it's all right, dude.
But Jack Burke is probably pissed at us right now, so he's probably laying in his bed flat on his phone with the lights off.
He's probably saying,
for fuck's sake.
in that super deep voice of his.
Yeah, but that's a wrap. Let's finish it up.
All right, guys. Next week we got Twin Week. Get ready for a sick ass hype video for Twin Week on Sunday on our Instagram page. We got the Broadskis on Monday. Twin cinematographers, filmmakers, content creators. These guys are incredible. And then on Tuesday, Andrew, who do we got on Tuesday, dude?
We got the Impromptu Girls podcast. They've released 20 in a row. Lauren and Madison. How do you say their last name?
Lindorf.
Lauren and Madison Lindorf.
The Impromptu Girls.
Yeah, it's phenomenal because little sneak peek here. They're a lot like Deck and I. That's all I gotta say.
Like pretty much replicas.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
And then Back End Show 27 with, I'm hoping Ty comes back.
Hey Ty, you want to show up?
Ty, you want to be back in here or what, dude? You gotta earn your keep.
Yeah, paid leave is over.
It's over, Ty.
It's over.
It's over. And the show is also over. Thank you guys for making it this far. As always, we love you guys. Take care.
Take care.